What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. As we are 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble, and once again we go back to the whole McMahon versus Roman Reigns thing, or I like to call it 1998's wannabe version of Austin versus McMahon. And the entire roster was out there as the announcers talked about the Royal Rumble match, that the title will be on the line, and Raw debuted over 23 years ago today, as Undertaker was the main event of the first ever Monday Night Raw 23 years ago. Vince and Stephanie came to the ring talking about who will take the title. He says, who will take it from Roman Reigns, as they talked about Dolph Ziggler or Kevin Owens or the New Day, and it says that they booty until the Wyatt family staying flash, and they were at ringside on top of the announce table, and Bray Wyatt pretty much went and says, it's like I always said, anyone but you, Roman, anyone but you. Since we're going back to that, as Reigns came out to talk about Vince and Stephanie and that they are intimidated by Roman Reigns, it pretty much says, what if I win, he says. And he said, your odds of winning is worse than the Powerball right now, which a lot of people are doing the lottery right now. As Stephanie McMahon, and then pretty much, you know, you may even have to face your friend over there, Dean Ambrose, he says. But he says, Dean Ambrose, you're booked for a match right now. And he told him to come down to the ring as Sheamus attacked him from behind. It was him versus Sheamus then. Even though the McMahons pretty much are out there to gloat throughout the whole thing, Ambrose then went against Sheamus. Which the match ended in a double count out, as Sheamus was bleeding after his head was hit into the turnbuckle post. He pretty much bled all over the place to the ground as Ambrose beat the crap out of him. Kevin Owens then came out of nowhere and attacked Dean Ambrose, pretty much punching him all over the place as referees had to break up Owens off him as he kept kicking him then. Next then, we talked about the Rumble. The Rumble then, as tonight, Roman Reigns is going to be doing something called a 1 versus all match. What is that? I don't know what 1 versus all means, but I guess it's him versus the entire roster tonight. Pretty much then after that, Vince and Stephanie were headed to the back as Paul Heyman came up. Talk about the Royal Rumble, that his client is a prize fighter, and at WrestleMania it should be Roman Reigns versus Brock again, but Vince says, you're not going to interfere in my plans, he says. And pretty much Stephanie says, let's give him a chance. Let's hear Paul out. I'll give you a box office thing right here with Brock versus Roman Reigns. And pretty much then they all went. Vince said, let's go do this behind closed doors where nobody can hear us. Even though you got a television camera in front of you where we can all hear you on TV. And you act like you don't notice it, which doesn't make sense to say that. This is like not somewhere in the hallway where everybody can hear us, but we just heard what you said about your plan, so we know what you're gonna do. That doesn't make sense. Stardust went against Titus O'Neil again for some reason. Titus O'Neil won, then Stardust attacked from behind, so I guess this feud continues. Chris Jericho came out, talked about the new Jeritron, that everybody was surprised to see Chris Jericho back next week, as he did a lot of David Bowie references because of his death recently. And talked about what's happened to WWE and how he's going to win the Royal Rumble, as the New Day pretty much then came out talking about Jericho. We got no Rooty, Tooty, Booty, he says, and that the New Day, you know, were the best tag team around right now. Since I don't know what Jericho is wearing out there. He looked outdated wearing skinny jeans and a jacket and a scarf as the Usos came out doing some whoa thing, and pretty much it's the tag team of the year right here. Mel Gibson, Ricky Gervais, as he called them. As Kofi pointed out, it's 3 of us and 2 of you. So who's going to be in your corner? But Jericho pretty much went on and said, I'm going to be in that corner, and it's going to be Kofi and Big E versus the Usos. Right now, you outdated idiots, pretty much unicorns on your head, but you wearing skinny jeans. Jericho, I don't know where Jericho was going with this one this time, but it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Pretty much New Day then went against the Usos. Usos picked up the win. Jericho taking Xavier was his trombone and throwing it on the ground. And pretty much the New Day lost to the Usos then. John Cena, which his injury is shoulder surgery most recently, which they haven't really talked about lately, pretty much turned into him being out for the next few months. Not really telling if he's going to be at WrestleMania or not, but it's whatever. Heyman was talking to Stephanie and talking about, your father, you see the error of his ways and stuff, that, it's a big box office idea for Lesnar to challenge Roman Reigns to the title, and pretty much at WrestleMania not being in the Rumble match. And Stephanie says that Rumble match is the opportunity he has. But Heyman said, go tell your father and Triple H I said no. But Stephanie pretty much told Heyman, like, you ever get in my face again that Brock Lesnar is under Vince McMahon, the chairman of the company and stuff, of the board, and that I own his contract, and he will be in the Royal Rumble match. And pretty much she says, don't ever talk to me like that. And again, and Paul Heyman just backed off and went to go talk to Brock Lesnar then. JBL came into, by the way, this crowd was so dead tonight. I guess I'll get to this part. JBL came out to talk how Sting will be the first inductee to the Hall of Fame, even though the WWE has killed Sting's career anyway, ever since what they've done to him when he came to WWE, which his run has not been really great. It is far out sucked, in my opinion, from him being buried at WrestleMania by Triple H, that ass-kissing promo he did about Triple H on Raw, losing to Rollins, yeah, but he got hurt, and we don't know if he'll ever be back again because of his injury, of how bad in his neck, and they would have to have surgery. And unfortunately, that may have been Sting's last match. But they've done really nothing for Sting, because we went back to this WCW versus WWE ego from Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. Yes, the Hall of Fame is all they really could give Sting, I feel like. Even though everybody knows the truth of his career, they're only going to go through WCW when he was in early WCW, and Surfer Sting, the Crow Sting. We know they're going to skip TNA, even though he was in that company for 4 years. People know his real history, and hey, congrats to him, even though what they did to, to Sting, it still sucks, but congrats to the icon Sting. The Wyatts came out, as Bray Wyatt was about to speak. The Social Outcasts came out. Heath Slater, Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel was out there. They all came out together to speak as pretty much, I guess it was a 4-on-4 match, the Wyatts versus the Social Outcasts, which this match didn't really go either way since everybody hit the ring and started attacking each other. Ryback came out and helped take out the Wyatts. I guess the Social Outcasts are faces now? Since Ryback didn't attack them too, they're all faces. Last week they were heels when they beat Ziggler. Now they're faces this week. So I don't know where they're going with this little Social Outcast group. So yeah. United States Championship on the line. Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio for the title, as Kalisto had an interview talking about Eddie Guerrero fought with pride and that Del Rio doesn't. Did they have a great match? Yes, but pretty much I don't know what Del Rio was doing out there cutting that promo, saying that I took out John Cena. Cena's on vacation. He says I took him out and he won't be in the Royal Rumble match, and that Kalisto reminds him of a mosquito and that he squashes mosquitoes. The promo sucked, but Del Rio went against him. Now I'm kind of good, and Kalisto won. That's great. They're giving him a good push, but they had to get the belt off of Del Rio anyway. He was just starting to suck anyways ever since he came back to this company. So giving Kalisto a chance, yeah, and I guess John Cena having that stamp of approval ever since we did on SmackDown last Thursday. So that's another thing. JoJo talked to Charlotte in the back with Ric Flair back there and says, "Why is everybody against me?" And Paige taught her anything. This is no sentiment in his business and stuff. And that she beat Becky now. Becky's acting like the villain and that she's the victim now. And Ric Flair pretty much said, that stage look good. And then he said, woo, and left. As Charlotte came out to go against Brie Bella, Becky Lynch attacked her. And pretty much Ric Flair says, "What the hell are you doing? She's in no condition to compete. She's not wrestling tonight, okay? She's not." He's, "Are you kidding me?" And he pretty much threw his jacket on. He's a jacket on the ground, and he told the ref to pick it up. And he said, "You shut your mouth there, fat boy." And pretty much left in after that. Well, Ric Flair. He pretty much left after that point in time, and him and Charlotte left. So I guess where that's gonna go. And pretty much Becky Lynch cut a promo in the back saying that, you know, me and you, we were never gonna go against each other in NXT, but now this is about the title now, okay? We're gonna go with this. That's how it's gonna roll. That's how it's gonna go now. Lost a little track right there, but so yeah, Becky Lynch was a good promo, but then the main event happened. Roman Reigns, 1 versus all match. As he came out, pretty much the McMahons had the Wyatts, the New Day, Kevin Owens, the Ascension, Tyler Breeze, I didn't know till later, Del Rio and Sheamus. Yeah, I think that was everybody out there to go with him. As Vince came out, let's do it, the 1 versus all match. Yes, Stardust was out there also. And pretty much they sent Kevin Owens in the ring, which was pretty much Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, this whole match, really. And pretty much the match happened. Others got involved. Reigns took out the Ascension. He took out Stardust. He took out Tyler Breeze and speared him. And then Vince got up from his chair and then sent everybody in. I don't know why the Wyatts just stood there and chilled the whole time. Sheamus, Del Rio, and them pretty much, well, Sheamus had stitches in his head. He got Del Rio kicked him. Sheamus kicked him in. Owens was about to get next until Brock Lesnar's hit, and pretty much when the crowd actually really reacted the whole night, because that crowd was not good last night. And pretty much sat in their hands, even didn't give Sting that much of an acknowledgement. Only 20% of the crowd stood up. But pretty much Lesnar came to the ring. The New Day thought Lesnar was on their side, but Lesnar pretty much suplexed everybody from the New Day. Kevin Owens beat up Sheamus and suplexed him. Del Rio, and then he looked at Roman Reigns, picked him up, F5. He F5 Roman Reigns and left the ring then. So I can tell how this is gonna go. This match didn't make a lot of sense anyway, but for a 1 versus all match, this was literally a one-on-one match with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, which didn't make sense. And I knew how this match was gonna go down, really, that Lesnar was just gonna come out at the end of the whole show and beat the crap out of everybody. But he will be in the Rumble match, but it wasn't really a lot to talk about from this show. It's just like, what was the point of a lot of things throughout the night? As you know, you keep watching it. You keep watching the show, because even I wonder, like, is this really the 1 versus all match? Because, like, thank God Lesnar came out there, because this whole match was just starting to suck. I know they just want to put Roman Reigns over the top and everything, but my God, this was just a bad ending to the show. Like, even I was looking at, what was the point of all this at one point? Okay, so Reigns is, you know, he's got to take out the whole roster, but he's getting the crap beat out of him in a one-on-one match. I thought Reigns was going to blow through everybody and face them one at a time, but he just faced one person throughout the whole match, and Lesnar pretty much came out, destroyed everybody. Will this mean Lesnar will be going against Roman Reigns again at WrestleMania? I don't want to see a match again, in all honesty, but I'm not even sure. So him F5 and him was just good. I tell you, this Royal Rumble this year is going to be predictable, okay? Either of these things are going to happen. Roman Reigns is going to be number 1 and make it to the end and win. Or number 2, Triple H will come out and eliminate Roman Reigns. Or number 3, Brock Lesnar will win. Because we know Cena's not winning. So once again, this Royal Rumble is very, 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 very predictable, folks. Will it suck again this year? I feel like it will. So 3 times in a row, we'll see. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Comment on the show Monday Night Raw tonight. And be ready for the Royal Rumble in 2 weeks. There will be live reactions. But once again, this show looks like it's just not going anywhere nowadays. But I'll see you guys later. Peace. Kalisto, New Year's Champion.